Hello, this is Britton Hess, and you are watching or listening to SGPN's The Daily Dog. This is episode number 25, where I have my favorite underdog plays for Friday, July 5th, 2024. If you're new to Underdog Fantasy, sign up with promo code DAILYDOG, DAILYDOG at underdogfantasy.com or on the Underdog Fantasy app to get an up to $250 deposit match bonus. Definitely worth taking that free money if you're so inclined to play these pick'em type games. All right, let's get right into it. We got another early tennis play. We've been hitting these tennis plays at Wimbledon every day lately. So let's go back to another one. We're going to start out with Coco Gauff. We're doing women's today. Coco Gauff, lower than 0.5 sets lost versus Sonay Kartal of England. So she's playing at home in front of Wimbledon. But I'll just keep this one pretty simple. Coco Gauff's the number 2 player in the world. She's every bit of the number 2 player in the world. And she is a heavy favorite in this match, deservedly so. Kartal, on the other hand, is 0-5 in her career in WTA matches, or I should say she was 0-5 in WTA matches until this run at Wimbledon, where she's won 2 matches versus top 50 players. It's kind of unprecedented, but she's a bit of a grass specialist. And she's had a home crowd, so she's let that play into her favor. That said, Coco is not one to take an opponent like this lightly. Coco should be able to name her score on this one. So I'm taking Coco Gauff lower than 0.5 sets lost versus Kartal. It's about a 0.7x multiplier, 0.7x multiplier. And again, it's a different class. If you're not really in tune with tennis, the tournaments that Kartal plays in are ITF, which is a lot of low ITF as well. So this is a D2 team come in to play in the Big Ten tournament, and it's not going to go well for them. So Gauff should be able to get this one done quickly. She should be able to run away with this. If she's got 75% of her power, she can win this one in straight sets, which would be lower than half a set lost. So let's hope that Coco is focused and gets the job done here and takes care of business and keeps our little tennis streak alive. Next, we're going to a familiar strategy. When they hang half of a total base for Rafael Devers of the Boston Red Sox, I'm just going to take it. 0.8x multiplier against Nestor Cortes and the Yankees. Rivalry game. I went over this earlier in the week when we played the same play with Devers versus the Marlins. He's just too good of a player. He's an all-star. He's a young star in this league. I know that it's lefty-lefty matchup and all that good stuff, but what kind of sickos bets on Rafael Devers not to get a hit in a game? Like I said the other day, even if Nestor Cortes blanks Rafael Devers in this game, it's not like Cortes is going 9 innings. There's going to be other arms in there. So it's kind of a must play. If a guy like Devers is going to be getting half of a total base, then I'm going to take the higher in that one. I mean, you see guys like Nolan Schanuel versus Justin Steele is like half a total base. He's a player on the Angels, for those who are not as hardcore about all these bad teams in baseball like I am. But, when you have half total base for Devers, I'll say it again, just put it in your slip. If it loses, it loses, but it's going to be worth it. I mean, he's got 8 hits in his last 11, or 8 of his last 11 games, he's got at least 1 hit. Nestor Cortes, on the other hand, has been giving up hits quite a bit lately. He's allowed 5+ hits in his last 7 starts, averaging 6 per start. So yeah, if he's giving up 5 or 6 hits in this game, I think that Devers is going to be one of them because he's one of the best players, one of the best young players in baseball, and is obviously the best player on this Red Sox team. Lastly, we're going to be playing another number here. We're going Tyler Glasnow. It seems weird saying higher with Tyler Glasnow, but Tyler Glasnow higher than 4.0 hits allowed. He's playing against the Brewers at home, but this number is too low. I mean, Glasnow is obviously an elite pitcher in this league, but the Brewers are pretty elite against righties. There's top 5 basically, no matter how you want to slice them, versus righties. They're at batting average, BABIP, slugging, all that good stuff. They're in a good spot. And Glasnow is awesome. I mean, he really is awesome, but he did just give up 8 hits, I think, in 3+ innings, or about 3.1 innings, 4 innings or something like that versus the Giants. So yeah, I mean, he's obviously hittable in certain times. He's, it's not like I'm trying to fade Glasnow and say that the Dodgers are going to get destroyed in this game versus the Brewers. That's definitely not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that 4.0 hits is a really low number against a team that's really good against righties. Glasnow could have a great game. He could go 7 innings, allow 1 or 2 earned runs, and allow 5 or 6 hits. Like that's totally in the realm of possibility. He doesn't have to shut down the Brewers completely to have a good game. So I love picking off these numbers that are a little bit rogue. And it's like I said, it's close. Like if this was 5, I wouldn't take the higher. If it was 4.5, I would be thinking about it. But at 4, flat 4, I just have to take it against in this matchup because again, the Brewers are kind of like the opposite White Sox. The White Sox, who are horrible against righties, Brewers are actually pretty good. And I went back and counted in their last 20 games played, they have had 4+ hits versus the starting pitcher in 19 of their last 20 games played. The one where they didn't get 4+ hits was they had 3 hits against Hunter Green 20 games ago, literally 20 games ago. And in that 20 game span, 17 of those games were versus righty starters. They had 5+ hits in 13 out of 17 games versus righty starters over the course of the last month or so. So this is just too low. So I'm pairing Glasnow higher than 4.0 hits allowed with Rafael Devers higher than 0.5 total bases and Coco Gauff less than 0.5 sets lost. These 3 plays come together for a 3.3x return on your money. I think that's great value. I think that a lot of these things are near mortal, should I say the L word? I'll say near mortal locks. So 3.3x, and hey, we've already made money this week with our show slips. We're already in the black. This is just gravy. So let's get another one home. There were a couple other plays that were on the edge of my slip, and you know what? Maybe I'll give you a little bonus play here. This is the official show slip, but I'll give it out anyway. I'm going to go Luis Severino, lower than half of a earned run in the first inning. Patrick Corbin, lower than half an earned run allowed in the first inning. And Seiya Suzuki of the Cubs higher than 1.5 total bases against Griffin Canning and the Angels. Again, this bonus play is Luis Severino, lower than half of an earned run allowed in the first inning against the Pirates. Patrick Corbin, lower than half of an earned run allowed in the first inning. And also, the last one is Seiya Suzuki, higher than 1.5 total bases. That one is also about a 3.3x multiplier if you want to throw in a little extra bonus action. But that's enough about regular plays. Let's get to the most fun part of the day, the Dong Squad. I have so much fun rooting for these every day. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Do not risk a majority of your bankroll on these Dong plays. These are literally the epitome of fun plays. These are not how you get rich. These are not lottery tickets that are going to change your life. I mean, obviously, it's definitely possible to go on a good little streak here or there. But again, these are, a couple bucks here or there. Like pizza money, I don't know, the way food prices are these days, probably not even pizza money, less than pizza money. That said, I will get into the Dong Squad. We got 2 out of 3 on our flex slip earlier this week. Let's try to go out with a bang on this Friday. First one is going to be Austin Riley of the Braves. He's facing Aaron Nola in the Phillies. Obviously, Aaron Nola is a great pitcher, but he's given up 6 homers in the last 5 games, and Riley's hit 5 home runs off of Nola in the past. This is in Atlanta, a very good situation for Riley. So I am going to keep it. I'm going to hope that he has that familiarity going for him and he gets this done. Next, we're going to Luis Robert, professional hitter of the Chicago White Sox against, I think Brian Hoeing is starting for the Marlins. He's coming off of rehab assignments in AAA after a hamstring injury. I do not think that Hoeing's going to be in this game very long. Who knows what you're going to get out of the bullpen? And in my opinion, it doesn't really matter who Robert is facing. He is always live to hit a dinger. When you're getting a hodgepodge of bad bullpen arms from the Marlins, even better. So Robert is also on the Dong slip. Lastly, we're going to Cal Raleigh of the Mariners against Kevin Gausman. Gausman has given up a lot of home runs lately. He's given up 6 home runs in his last 4 starts, 9 home runs in his last 6 starts. Cal Raleigh strikes out a lot and he hits a lot of dingers. I'm going to put Raleigh in this slip, and Weather should be cooperating with us in this game as well in Seattle. So these 3 Dong plays on this flex slip yield 58.5x your money if all 3 hit, 9.75x if it goes 2 for 3. So that was the Dong slip, and the show slip is Coco Gauff less than half of a set lost, Rafael Devers higher than half of a total base, and Tyler Glasnow higher than 4.0 hits allowed. Lastly, I want to complain really quick about our show slip not hitting yesterday because they literally did not throw to Yordan Alvarez yesterday. He got walked. He got walked twice. He got hit by 2 pitches, and he flied out once. It was really tough because that would have been a nice little 3-win streak, but alas, it's going to happen. That's baseball. But that's all I have for now. Hope you had a great not Thanksgiving, had a great 4th of July, Independence Day, whatever you want to call it. That's it. Let's make some money.